March 2007 back at you with another one. And we're going to get into a bit of a different area today, but it's still on a very familiar topic at this channel. But however, I just want to say off the bat, this video is not about the politics of who I think you should vote for or don't vote for. I am interested in that very much. But for this video, I'm not interested in that and saying and talking about whether or not you should vote for Kamala or whom you should vote for. That's not my interest here. My interest is around what Van Jones has to say about Kamala in relationship to what we often talk about here with men and women, most specifically black men in this kind of instance. And so let's listen to what Van Jones has to say, then we can focus in on the point of this video.
First, it's the DEI hire part first, and then it's the record. But they can't help themselves but going at the race part of this.
Let me just say something here.
Please do.
This is going to work out badly because they worked very hard to attract black men into the Republican Party. They worked very hard to attract Latin men into the Republican Party, and they were getting a little bit of momentum there. There were a lot of black men who are saying, no, the Democrats don't do anything for us, and Biden's weak, and they're starting to look over there at the Republican Party. You start insulting black women, you're going to see something you haven't seen before. Black men are not going to put up with that. I want to send a warning, as clear as I can. I was on a phone call with 20,000 black men. The word protect came up about 1,000 times. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. We're going to protect her. Protect her. You're about to see something you haven't seen before.
What are we about to see that we haven't seen before? Kamala Harris with a black husband? Because we sure haven't seen that. Because I'm pretty sure Doug Emhoff, this guy right here, is a white man. But somehow, according to Van Jones, black men are gearing up to protect her. Kamala Harris gave herself over to the white man. So how in the world is she black man's responsibility to protect now? What? What? She went and got Zaddy. That's who she's with. She went and said, Zaddy is the one for me. She went to an HBCU. She joined a Divine Nine sorority. So she's around all types of educated, capable, highly functional, achieving black men. Yet and still, she said, I want Zaddy. How does her need and want of Zaddy then come back to black men for responsibility? You get protection, first of all, from your husband, right? And her husband, as we just looked at, is Zaddy. And then if you want to project that further out from the husband into the community, then your protection comes from the community of men of whom you are a part of. And you're not part of the community of black men, you're part of the community of Zaddy men. That's who you need to receive your protection from. From who? A bunch of white men who are throwing shots and coming for you. Now, of course, we are going to not have, as black people generally, we're not going to have toleration, any tolerance for any white supremacists, racism being spewed, just generally speaking, just as where we sometimes closed ranks around Obama, even when we didn't like maybe the direction he was going, we understood, and as one of my elders talks about, where we closed ranks because we weren't going to let them just get at us and it be that just on the tip, on the racial tip. You're not going to have that. But the notion that black men are gearing up to, as men, protect Kamala Harris as one of our women is ridiculous. She's not our women. She's with Zaddy. But apparently, as is always the case, when things go down, the black men are supposed to step in, even for women who prefer better Brad. But black men are saying that don't make no sense. As all these sisters that we're showing you here, how things are turning out for them with better Brad. He's better, but they still end up with the same problems, it seems. But once you've gone to better Brad, you're his responsibility. Don't look back over here. That don't make no sense. There's no imperative upon black men to be involved with male provided protection when with regards to Kamala Harris. She was raised by her strong, independent Indian mother who threw her black Jamaican father out the house, and he wasn't no nug nug or no failed black man or incompetent black man and all this trash that these feminists talk. This brother was a college professor. His final college professorship was at Stanford, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. He's a Stanford college professor. That's who her dad is. He's professor emeritus right now because he's retired. And she doesn't even hardly ever talk about her father. She was raised, so she wasn't really raised in a black household within black culture. She was raised by an Indian woman, but her black dad was gone by the time I think she was 9. To this day, to this very day, she doesn't barely uh, even mention her dad. The one time that she did mention him or make reference to her black culture, her Jamaican heritage in recent years that we know of, there you go. There you go, Brad. See, Brad's on it. Brad's on it. Look at him. Brad came for him. That's the job. That's who's supposed to do it. The one time she did mention her black heritage, or one of the few times, was when talking about on the Breakfast Club when they were talking about legalizing marijuana. She's like, "I'll have my family Jamaican." And her dad didn't like that either. He came out and made a statement. It's like, you mentioned his parents by name or whatever, said that they would turn it in their grave to know they're being associated with that because that's not how they get down. Jamaican people can get mad about that, for better or worse. I think it's funny too. For better or worse, that's how what you all are associated with. You can thank my man Bob for that, but whatever, it's what it is. But anyway, she doesn't even mention her dad or her African or her black cultural heritage through Jamaica. Almost never. She talks about her mom all the time, and Indian mom. But she doesn't even talk about her black dad. So you're not really from us. You chose to go with Brad. How does it turn back to us to do the protection? And once again, black women think Brad is better and it doesn't work out, then they come back over here or try to or think that black men owe them something. This Rose Miller is breaking up with her Zaddy this week after he took on her 2 black kids, which oh, weirdo Zaddy for that. And then had 2 kids with him, and now he's not good enough either because he's having her raise the children, and I guess he doesn't play enough Mr. Mom. Makes no sense. We can remember back years ago when the Queen Swirler herself, Crystalline Karazin, was on a live, I guess, with some white man that she was trying to chat up and talk to and get with or whatever. And then he turned and showed his true colors and started making racist comments against her. And the brother wasn't didn't care anyway. She had already said what she thought about black men, so black men wasn't studying her. And she came online having the gall to be crying about black men, quote unquote, not protecting her against her racist white man that she was running behind, that turned on her. And then now black men are supposed to come protect the same failed, no good, nothing black men that she didn't think were worth anything as human beings to begin with, or now it was supposed to be their duty, and she was betrayed. She was betrayed. This is what these swirlers do. So again, this is not anything about Kamala. She didn't say this, but the notion from Man Jones that it's the black man's responsibility to come save her. No, we ain't gonna save him. No, she's with Brad. That's Brad's job. We gonna let Brad do his job. And if y'all can do the job of liking me up, subscribing, hit the notification bell. We gonna stay on top of it. It is not our job to take care of the swirlers. That is for Zaddy, and I'm out. Peace.